Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to News Dose. And the Xbox Blizzard buyout continues to sound absolutely amazing for Blizzard and their fans alike. Bloomberg uncovered some more information about Phil Spencer's visit to Blizzard and their future plans. And honestly, early signs is that this acquisition is going to be game-changing in the best possible ways, including maybe even a return for a fan-favorite franchise. So we're going to get into that today, as well as Nintendo responding to some of those Switch successor rumors. I was a little surprised they directly responded, and specifically to one rumor. Before we get started, though, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell. That way, every time I post a new video, it'll be delivered directly to your device. It makes it just a little easier for you to stay updated, as I do post these videos every Monday through Friday, so make sure to hit those buttons. With that said, though, let's just go and jump right into things, starting off with Mass Effect. Today is N7 Day after all, and BioWare did in fact celebrate with some brand new teases for the next Mass Effect game. This first started off with a blog post where they said, "We've asked ourselves many of the same questions you've asked us over the years. What happened to everyone you know and love in the games? Who really died? Who had kids with whom? What does a baby Volus sound like? What about all the galaxies? The endings? What the heck is going on with our Asari scientist turned shadow broker? What about..." Never mind. You get the idea. And of course, to those questions, there are answers, but you'll have to wait to hear them. And anything that we do say won't be easy to find, just like you've come to expect from our N7 Day teases. And yeah, they were true to their words here. Everything that they teased today was highly cryptic. They posted one trailer titled Defiance, then another one named Epsilon, and then they finally revealed the full 34-second teaser trailer, which revealed what I believe is a female character wearing a stylish N7 coat. Now, I do imagine, like the previous games, you'll probably be able to choose between male or female, but they're already telling fans to look closely. So there does appear to be some hints buried in these videos and titles, though I'm really not sure what they are just yet. I imagine the more super hardcore fans out there will figure things out as they dive deeper. But the good news here is that we are starting to see at least glimpses of the next Mass Effect game. That's more than what we had yesterday. Hopefully a bigger reveal will be sooner rather than later, but for the time being, fans can have some fun searching for clues that will give us an idea of what to expect from the future of Mass Effect. I really just hope that BioWare can actually deliver on this game, because that original trilogy, it was just so good. And there is a question on if BioWare can actually still deliver that high quality experience, which has been amiss with some of their recent games. Now, we also got an update for Nintendo and Pikmin 4, and this is something that I love about the Switch. We have seen this all generation long. That Switch effect is a very real thing. A lot of Nintendo franchises have gained newfound popularity on the Switch, whether that be Zelda, Metroid, or now with the Pikmin series. I'll come back to that here in just a second, but first, Nintendo posted their quarterly results today, which, as expected, was super impressive. The Switch has now sold 132.46 million units worldwide. So it is edging closer to being the best-selling console ever made. The PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS are still ahead with 150 plus million units sold. So there's still a ways to go here, but the Switch still has a full holiday all to itself, and it'll continue to be a big seller next year as well. So it has a very real chance here. But what's truly crazy about the Nintendo Switch is really their first-party success. I mean, if you look at their best-selling games, it is unbelievably good. Mario Kart 8 has sold 57 million units worldwide. You have Animal Crossing at 43 million, Smash Bros. Ultimate with 32 million, and the list just keeps going. They have 7 first-party titles with 20 plus million sold. And Tears of the Kingdom, that's going to soon join that list as well. It's already sold 19.5 million units. And I mean, it's hard enough to just get one game to sell 20 million, but they have 7, soon to be 8. Like I said, it is unreal. But the thing that I've really enjoyed about this generation is that we're seeing some of their smaller franchises get exposed to a larger audience, including Pikmin. They revealed that Pikmin 4 has sold 2.61 million units, which means that it's already the best-selling entry in the entire franchise. So there you go, Pikmin fans. This franchise is finally getting the recognition that it truly deserves, and that's kind of crazy to think about it. This has always been a very unique and special Nintendo game. I think it's actually one of their better franchises, period. But this is really the first time that it's had an opportunity to sell on a super successful console. The first two games they released on the GameCube, and as much as I love the GameCube, it's not like it's the best-selling console in the world. And then Pikmin 3, that launched on the Wii U, and, well, we all know how the Wii U shaped up. So for the first time, Pikmin finally got a real opportunity on the Switch, and it is now a growing franchise. That is awesome to hear. But yeah, big congrats to Nintendo. They really do deserve it. They have been killing it all generation long. Now, let's go and talk about the Xbox Blizzard situation, though. About 2 weeks ago, it was reported that Phil Spencer made a visit to Blizzard, and we heard some different things come out of there, but now we've gotten full confirmation on what that visit was about. This was reported by Bloomberg, where they talked with some of the Blizzard team, and for anybody that's wondering on whether or not this acquisition is good or bad, what we can say right now is that Blizzard is extremely excited to be under the Xbox umbrella. They are glad to be out from underneath Activision, which really shows when you start to hear some of their responses. Reportedly, Phil Spencer's visit to Blizzard has staff optimistic that his broader approach to games will empower them to have more autonomy and to have more creative freedom than what they had under Activision. You can actually see here where the World of Warcraft general manager said what they were trying to communicate to us was really wanting to get to know us. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're not coming in with a master plan. How can we help you? It was awesome. And this is now something that we've heard multiple times. Phil Spencer came into this acquisition with the mindset that Xbox is not there to dictate what Blizzard does. Instead, his message is crystal clear. In this very report, the Blizzard president Mike Ybarra claimed that Phil Spencer wants Blizzard to be more like the independent studio that it once was. So in other words, Xbox is just there to empower Blizzard, give them the funding, and then just get out of the way. Now, this is not a new thing for studios under the Xbox umbrella. Phil Spencer's vision is pretty widespread, but when you're talking about Blizzard specifically and everything that they've gone through with Activision, this is just so exciting to hear. It's really just a breath of fresh air because Activision did not operate this way at all, which was also very evident in this report. Mike Ybarra went on the record to say that he believes they'll work faster now because they're not going to have to report every little detail to Activision. It's pretty well known that Activision interfered quite a bit with Blizzard, and he also said that Xbox gives them an opportunity to take chances and experiment more freely. That's really exciting as well. Under Activision, they were only really allowed to focus on billion-dollar franchises like Diablo and Overwatch. But now under Xbox, he said that they can now try new things and maybe even bring back less mainstream franchises like, let's say, StarCraft. Yes, he did actually specifically mention StarCraft, but with a little bit of a caveat here. He did mention that a lot of their RTS developers left the company previously under Activision's reign because, again, Activision had a much more narrow view on what they could work on. So if they were to work on a new StarCraft game that's not a remake, it might be under a completely different genre. Maybe a third-person shooter, which that could be pretty cool as well. That might actually work. But if they want to make a brand new RTS, though, they're more than likely going to have to hire some new developers, which honestly isn't really completely out of the realms of possibility here. I could actually even see some of those old Blizzard vets return now that they have that creative freedom once again, but we'll see how all this works out. Either way, it's become very clear here that Xbox has unlocked Blizzard's creative freedom, and as a fan, it's going to be exciting to see how this shapes Blizzard's future. Right now, it's sounding extremely exciting, and that brings us back to the question, is this acquisition good or bad? Now, only time will tell. We'll see what happens, but early signs so far is, yeah, this might very well have been the best thing that could have happened for not only Blizzard, but also for all those Activision studios that's been shoehorned into Call of Duty as well. There's a very good chance here that we are going to see a more diverse and creative portfolio from both Activision and Blizzard than what we have seen from them in a very, very long time. That is extremely exciting as a fan. Now, moving on, we also got some news for the Switch successor as Nintendo directly responded to some of those rumors circulating online. I was a little surprised by this simply because Nintendo usually keeps things close to the vest. They don't usually respond to rumors, but Nintendo called out those rumors by saying this. Rumors are circulating mainly on the internet as if they were public information, but they are inaccurate. More so, Nintendo specifically denied the Switch successor will have a dual-screen setup. It was recently discovered that Nintendo patented a dual-screen device where the top screen can actually detach and rotate into place. But Nintendo's president responded by saying, "We applied for a patent knowing the information would be made public. This does not necessarily mean we plan to equip future products with this." And what he's saying here is 100% true, and something that you do need to keep in mind with every single patent that pops up online. Yes, that patent signifies that they've at least toyed around with the idea of a dual screen setup, and it's fun to speculate, but at the end of the day, a patent in no way means that they've gone through with said idea. That's not how patents work. We see it time and time again where Sony, Xbox, or Nintendo pushes out some interesting or weird patent, and then we just never see it again. It happens all the time. And there's a very real chance that's exactly what's happening here with this dual screen device. It may never come to fruition. And in a way, this actually kind of reminds me of some of those early Nintendo Switch NX patents before officially released in 2017. There was one very specific patent that absolutely exploded online back then. It was like this oval looking handheld with a full screen, and a lot of people thought that that was going to be the design for the next Nintendo console. Now, it did end up being a handheld hybrid, so there was an evolution from that design, but at the same time, in hindsight, it was just one of their many ideas. That specific design was not what the Switch ended up being. So the same can kind of apply here. Maybe the Switch successor has dual screens, or maybe it doesn't. There's really no guarantee. This is just one of the many ideas that they've probably played around with. Now, Nintendo's president continued on, though, as he also denied the rumors that they revealed the Switch successor at a summer event behind closed doors, presumed to be Gamescom. He went on to say that that is untrue, though I do very much question whether or not he's actually telling the truth here. There were a lot of reports from multiple trusted sources that this happened, and if you know anything about Nintendo, they have denied accurate leaks in the past. The Nintendo 3DS XL, as an example, leaked out a couple weeks ahead of its official announcement, and Nintendo, back then, they denied those rumors as well, and that was just like 2 weeks before its announcement. So you can kind of take this statement as you will, but hopefully we won't have to wait much longer to get more official information. I'm hoping Nintendo will announce the Switch successor in early 2024. I mean, I guess we'll see, but stay subscribed because I will keep you updated on all the latest information for that Switch successor. Let's go take a look at the poll of the day, though, where I asked you all, do you think Xbox should move away from yearly Call of Duty releases? And wow, okay, talk about lopsided results. 91% of you voted yes, and really, it's easy to understand why. Sure, Call of Duty, it makes a lot of money with those yearly releases. I get that and everything. But the quality, it's not always there, and the release schedule has been in detriment to other Activision IP. I mean, you have all these other studios that weren't originally designed to work on Call of Duty, and that's what they're now working on. And because of that, franchises like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro have had to take a back seat. It's just very unfortunate, and I imagine the studios aren't thrilled about being shoehorned onto Call of Duty either. So how do you expect to make good games when your teams aren't passionate about what they're working on? So yes, I do agree with you all here. I think that it's time for Call of Duty to take a step back, to pace itself, and really just focus on quality first. Now, they can still have a new game every 2 or 3 years if they want, but in the meantime, they can just simply update the latest release with expansions and DLC until the next iteration arrives. So yeah, I'm definitely with you all on this one. I think that it's time for a change. Anyways, though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Also, if you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, thank you for making this content possible. Peace out.